Having chefs know farmers in a way that isn't just like, this is the person who brings me my produce, but has a relationship with them, oftentimes make them a lot more informed about the food system and more informed about what's actually in season.
I really wanted to just get to know the actual vendor who I could possibly get produce from, and using strawberries for fillings or lemons or things of that nature. It's just something about buying directly from a grocery store doesn't really sit well with me. I would like to put a face to the product, to the name, and things of that nature.
I don't think I've been to a CFPAC event in a while, so I was curious to see what folks would be out, particularly interested in seeing what other vendors or food producers would come. I'm curious to see kind of like what policy folks have been working around.
I am very invested in food sovereignty in Chicago, and so I'm very interested in community resilience as it's connected to food, and ensuring that people are building relationships that will allow us to build a food web that is resilient and that is stable and that is sustainable towards the future.
Opportunities like this are opportunities for real face time to actually have those conversations without the sort of like focus being on what can you give me, but what is this relationship going to look like and how can we build a relationship long term,
I am really looking for producers, local producers that are interested in selling wholesale to our small stores, knowing that price point is a big obstacle to getting that local produce into these small stores.
It's really easy to be really isolated doing the same thing that you do all the time. So this is a really amazing opportunity to connect and work with people who I otherwise might not get to work with.
The true price of food is not something that we're used to paying for, and so my goal and my hope is that we can really work with these local producers to find a medium point in the middle that we can both work with. And by we, I mean the store owner and the producer.
We need better prices for farmers, but we need more affordable prices for consumers. And how do we figure out a way to make agriculture like a real sustainable livelihood for the farmers, but also that they're producing a product that isn't just for bougie fancy people, right?
I think food I look at as a really great place of like where a community is, and it's like interesting, like a farmer's market brings together folks in the city, folks from rural areas.
I've met a lot of really great people here that I'm hoping will pan out in terms of strong partnerships going forward.
Ultimately, it's meant to make sure that people are actually connecting in real time, and so in a space like this where you're trying to build deep collaboration and deep cooperation, relationships are the most valuable currency. So you have to make that connection afterwards and sustain that relationship. Relationships require work, they require a little bit of labor.
These are all pieces of a larger puzzle of like, what does it look like to build a long-term, like resilient, just food shed for the area? Like, looks like these sorts of small events and like gathering momentum and building it up together. So.